What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Trucker States back at you with another video. This video just gonna be a short video, basically about how to find truck parking, pretty much. How to find parking, pretty much, either at night or during the daytime, pretty much. But for the most part, as being a truck driver out here, depending on certain areas, and then during certain times of the day, it could be hard to find somewhere to park, somewhere to shut down. Now, I'm going to try to give you a few tips on what you probably could do so you don't have to worry about going over your hours and, going into violation because you ran out of hours. Now you're running over your clock. You don't want to deal with a bunch of DOT problems or anything like that. So basically, what you want to do is pre-trip and pre-trip or pre-plan, whatever you might call it, ahead of time, before you even start your clock, before you even do your pre-trip. You should always pre-plan. Pre-plan early. Pre-plan before you take off, pretty much. So, what I usually do is, I look at how far I am, and I say I usually drive for I usually try to keep it at least at 8 hours, pretty much. So, unless I'm forced to drive for 10 hours, which I really hate to do, because then you only have 1 hour of drive time and you have to find parking. So, if you're planning on driving for 10 hours, the best thing to do is, you should already know, okay, if I drive for 8 hours, you should already have a spot that you plan to be at within 8 hours, that if you want to shut down at 8 hours just to keep yourself from going over your service hours, plan that 8 hours to shut down. Doesn't mean that you have to shut down at the 8th hour, but just in the case of emergency, because anything can happen on the road. Look for a spot that's within at least 8 hours. This is what I do. Some people say leave yourself with at least 1 hour on your clock and then have somewhere to shut down. I say 2 hours, because if you're shutting down late at night, there's no guarantee that you're gonna have somewhere to park, because late at night there's a lot of trucks on the road. It's like hundreds of truck drivers are getting their CDLs every day, all across America. So you're going from state to state. It's best to have at least 2 hours of time. So if I'm going to drive for 10 hours, I know by the time I hit my 8th hour, I should already know where I'm already going to shut down. Now, what I usually do is I use this app called Trucker Path. TUCKERPATH. You can get it off the app market on the Android or the iPhone, either one. But it's a great app to use. It's really good for pre-planning before you take off. So before I take off, I usually use Trucker Path, and I get on there. I look at the route that I'm going to take, and it pretty much, I know exactly how far I'm going to go until I reach a truck stop. So I usually plan around shutting down at the 8th hour if I plan on driving for 10 hours. Now, I might not shut down at the 8th hour. Now, what I usually do is, okay, I look at for the truck stoppers within at least 2 hours of each other. So say means I'm at the 8th hour. If I don't want to park and shut down where I'm at, I need to look and see if there's a truck stop that's within at least 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes within where I'm at. So if I have 2 hours, you can make it to a 30-minute truck stop or 40 minutes away, and you still have at least an hour on your clock. Now you should be shutting down now. You shouldn't be driving no more if you only have 1 hour left, because you don't want to take that chance of driving somewhere down the road and end up going into violation. Say for like an example, if an accident is like 10 miles away, you don't know anything about it, you don't have a CB or anything, you're pretty much screwing yourself over. Also, another thing that I do, I'm gonna show you how to use your Qualcomm also if you want to try to find parking. Also, this is a tool that if you're using a Qualcomm, you should know how to do this. But I'm gonna put this in the video just to show you how to do this anyway. But another location that I like to park at that always have parking for some reason, even though I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Walmart. Yes, if you can get to a Walmart supercenter at night, there's usually somewhere to park. Now, you want to be careful though, because you don't want to park anywhere near the doors, or how can I say this? You don't want to park anywhere that the customers need to park at, pretty much. You can park within that lot, but you want to make sure that you're as far away from the store. That way you don't ruin it for any other drivers that might want to park there in the near future, or you don't want one of the managers of the store to come and knock on your door. But usually Walmart is pretty cool on, not tripping about parking at their store overnight. Now, they might say, there's usually a sign that says no parking overnight, but people usually don't follow by that. But that's another thing. Or sometimes you might have to park on the side street, but just make sure that you have at least 2 hours on your clock when you start looking for somewhere to park. Make sure that you're driving safe. You already pre-planned before you take off. That way you don't have to worry about going into violation. Now you get a call from your company that can bring down your ranking, which means that messes with your money and stuff like that. Plus, you don't want to lose your license over something simple as that. Oh, so I'm going to get ready to show you guys exactly how to use the Qualcomm, if you want to look for somewhere to park. So, like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to use your Qualcomm to find somewhere to park. So, as you can see, I have an address on my navigation already. So, before you try to find somewhere to park, if you want to look for somewhere to park that's going to be located, that's going to be in the same direction that you have to travel to your destination, and you want to look up truck stops that's going to be on your route. So, once you have your address up, you're going to go to press the home button. Let me do that again. You're going to press the home button right here. Press home. Then you're going to go to where to. Where to. Now you're going to click point of interest. You're going to look for trucking. Now you're going to, it's either, now you have 4 options that you want to choose. The customer nearby is not truck stops. So that's not the one you really want to go to if you're looking for someone to park. But if you want to find weigh scales that's in your route, it's either nearby or along the way or near the destination. So you have truck stops, same option. Nearby, along the way, and near destination. And your rest areas. Nearby, along the way, and near the destination. So, I'm just going to pop up one. I'm going to go to truck stops and go along the way. And like I said, you have the option of choosing nearby. So hopefully, if my Qualcomm will take all day, but it worked now. It worked. So, as you can see, excuse my phone excuse me if this video sounds distorted, but there's just a lot of sound in my background because I got my engine running on my truck, and I also have my reefer engine running on my trailer because I'm a reefer driver. So there's always a lot of noise. So as you can see, I have different truck stops that pop up that's en route that I chose, because I chose along the way. So there's going to give me a list of truck stops. There go another selection. All of these truck stops is en route that's going towards the direction that I am going once I put my address in, pretty much. So if I'm heading to Salt Lake City and I am in Las Vegas, if I'm leaving from Las Vegas to Salt Lake City, it's pretty much going to show all the truck stops that would be en route heading in the direction towards Salt Lake City if I'm leaving from Las Vegas, and vice versa, no matter where you're going. So that's been a quick tip. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button. Subscribe, hit the little bell so you can get a notification every time I drop a video. And that'll be all for today. I'm out. Peace.